Jumbo, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Hi, how are you all doing? So this is day 6, is that right? Yes, of my November favorites slash things I'm loving slash things I am thankful for collab that I am doing with Tim and Chloe. Their links are in the description bar below. So today, of course, Walt Disney World has to make my favorites list, right? Because, you know, has to happen. But I have specific favorites within Walt Disney World that I'm going to share with you guys today. And tell me if you agree or disagree with my favorites. I'd love to know in the comments. So let's jump right in. So my first, of course, favorite destination is the Walt Disney World Resort. I've been, I think I counted out 11 times in the last 10 years, which is crazy. We haven't gone every single year, but we've gone like 1 year or 2 years where we've gone a couple of times. So kind of Disney fanatics here. And no, I do not live in Florida. It's quite a hike for us to get down there, but it's pretty easy, I guess, relatively speaking. So I'm going to start with my favorite Walt Disney World park, which is hard because over the years, it's kind of progressed. I'm a little apprehensive about this whole anniversary redo of it, but Epcot has to be my favorite Disney World park, followed closely behind with the Magic Kingdom. Those are my two favorites, but Epcot, I would think, is my absolute favorite park. And it's gonna have a complete overhaul, and I'm a little worried about it, but I'm sure they'll do a great job. There's gonna be a Guardians of the Galaxy thing taking over the Ellen's Energy Adventure area. They're adding Coco instead of the Three Caballeros ride at Mexico. They're adding in a Ratatouille ride at France. They're redoing the entire front part of Future World. I guess Spaceship Earth's getting an overhaul too. Like, there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. So it's probably gonna be a little bit of time before we go back to Disney, just because of how under construction Epcot's gonna be. I'm kind of worried it's gonna be like Hollywood Studios, where there's like 3 things to do right now, and then they're waiting for everything else to get open. So I don't know. We'll see when we end up getting back there. I'm not sure. So my next favorite time of year. Favorite time of year to go to Disney for us historically has been September. However, I was a little like scared away from September because of Hurricane Irma. If you guys watched any of my Disney vlogs, I have them here on this channel. We had to reschedule our Disney trip this year. We were going to go the week that Hurricane Irma decided to bless the state of Florida with her presence. And so we had to cancel our trip, and then we rescheduled it for the very tail end of September, first week of October, and it was so much busier than I remember it being in October. And I know it's because a lot of people rescheduled their trips from September and all that. So historically, it's been September, although we've been pretty much every single month except for like the early springtime. So I would say a close second would be November, right before Thanksgiving. That was a great time of year to go to when we went a few years ago. All right, so my favorite resort that I've stayed at is the Boardwalk. I love, love, love the Boardwalk. We've stayed there 3 times now, renting Disney Vacation Club points, and I will get into how to do that in a second. But that is my favorite resort that I have stayed at. Close second would be the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin, just because both of those are at the backside of Epcot, right? You can take the little boat and get over there, and it's great. I love that area. Favorite resort I have not stayed at, but I want to very soon in the future. I actually have 2 of those. The Polynesian and the Grand Floridian are just awesome resorts. They're just so fun to go in, and they're themed amazingly, and I just, yeah, really, really love the ambiance of those. Plus, they're on the monorail loop, which is really convenient too to get both Epcot and the Magic Kingdom. You can walk to the TTC from the Polynesian. I've done that before. I take that little boat across, or just, you know, walk over to the monorail, take that over. So good. So those are my favorite resorts. Favorite restaurant that we've eaten at, I would say, is the Yachtsman Steakhouse. This is at the Yacht Club, and it is just an amazing, the service is awesome, first of all. The chefs go above and beyond to get you whatever you need, and I've never had a bad meal there. It's just such a good restaurant. Favorite ride at each park. So at Epcot, I would say my favorite ride, which is hard because I like a lot of them, would be Soarin' Around the World. followed closely by Living with the Land and Spaceship Earth. Like, I love those three. So there's like my trifecta. Yeah, love those. I would have said Maelstrom, but that's not there anymore. R.I.P. Maelstrom. At the Magic Kingdom, yeah, Liz, absolutely. I think all Disney fans kind of like the same thing. I don't know. My favorite ride over at the Magic Kingdom is Pirates of the Caribbean. I love that one. That's one of my absolute all-time favorites. Actually followed closely by Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We have really enjoyed that as of late. Really enjoyed that one a lot. As long as the line isn't incredibly long. We've stood in that line way too long, and that can kind of get annoying. But if the line's really short, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is right up there. For Hollywood Studios, Tower of Terror, believe it or not, is my favorite ride at Hollywood Studios. I was so deathly scared of this ride before I went on it. That was back in 2010, I think, is the first time I went on it. And I was terrified, like so scared of it. And I screamed like you wouldn't believe. Since then, like now, I can ride it with no problem with my arms up and it's fine. It's fun. But it's just a mental game with the Tower of Terror. It's really not like crazy thrilling or whatever. It's just like a mind game. So, and then at Animal Kingdom, I would say probably Expedition Everest. That's a great roller coaster. I really like that. I haven't done Flight of Passage yet. I'm a little worried about it from a motion sickness standpoint. So we didn't have a chance to ride it when we were there the last time. Navi River Journey, if there's no line, is okay. We did have a fast pass for that. It's kind of underwhelmed. So I would say Expedition Everest. We've ridden it during the day and at night, and you know they have single rider options, so you never have to wait in line. It's just great. Okay, let's see. My favorite planning resource. So when we plan our Disney trips, I actually don't really need a planning resource now. But if you're brand new to planning Disney vacations, I highly recommend checking out Disboards, disboards.com. I've been a member of the Disboards since 2006. I think it started in 2005, something like that. So I've been a Dizzer for a very, 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 very long time. I actually have Facebook friends that I found on the Disboards, and we're friends now, and it's just fun. So I really recommend that. As far as saving money and things like that, I highly recommend Mouse Savers. It's, I think, just mousesavers.com. It's a newsletter that you can join, and they give you special discounts to get like tickets or to get a rental car or whatever. It's a really good newsletter they sent out every month. I think it's once a month you get the newsletter. As far as renting Disney Vacation Club points, I have rented from both the Disboards as well as mouseowners.com. The last probably 3 times I think I've rented from Mouse Owners. I think that's right, something like that. And it's kind of like the Disboards. It's a chat board, but it's specifically for Disney Vacation Club members to talk Disney Vacation Club and to rent their points out. And so how you do this whole point rental thing, and I'll go ahead and get into this because I get so many questions about this. You're basically doing the transaction with somebody that owns a Disney Vacation Club timeshare. I don't know what else to call it. I guess it's a timeshare, and they own into a specific resort, and you're renting their points directly from them. So Disney is actually not involved in this whole transaction. It's you with an individual owner. They make the reservation in your name. They send you the confirmation with the confirmation number, and you can just tie it to your normal Disney account and put everything together, have your Magic Band shipped to you. You know, they just make the reservation for you. So where you start with all this is, one, you need to figure out the time of year that you're going to go to Disney. All right. Once you have your dates figured out, then go to Google and type in DVC Point Calculator. DVC Point Calculator. And then once you're there, there's like a million sites that have that. Pick your favorite, doesn't really matter. You can pick which resort you want to stay at for the amount of time you want to stay, the type of room you want to stay in, and it will tell you how many points you need to rent. Once you have that number, then you're going to go to either disboards.com or mouseowners.com. Make an account for these websites, either one you want to use. And then on there will be, I like Mouse Owners for this, but when you're on Mouse Owners, there's a board that says, I think it's just DVC Rent Trade something, you'll find it. It's like very blatant. You'll know which board you're supposed to be on. And there will be people on there saying how many points they have for rent. So once you see the person that has their points for rent and everything, you can message them and say, hey, can you check and see if such and such resort is available for such and such a date? This is the room we want. This is how many points we're going to need to rent. Can you check on this? And they check on it, yada, yada, yada. Now, the whole reason that you would want to do this versus booking through Disney is that you will save roughly 40% to 60% on your room, and it totally is an incredible cost savings for the type of room and the location you're going to get. So all right, so we took over somebody's reservation in October at the boardwalk. It was a preset reservation. The lady couldn't use it, so she was looking for somebody to take it over. Now, since we were needing to reschedule our trip, we were just kind of looking for one of these preset reservations because they can like book out in 11 months or 7 months in advance. So this is a great way to get a last minute reservation. So I saw it was like 5 days at the boardwalk. I was like, okay, that's fine. And it worked out to being around $140 ish, $145 a night, which from a normal standard hotel room standpoint is pretty pricey, right? I would guess. Because normally we're looking around $100 a night generally when we're looking for a hotel room or less. But at Disney, from Disney standards, that's an incredible value for especially a Disney Vacation Club room. Those rooms run, if you just run them from Disney or just book them from Disney, around $450 to $700 a night depending on your room and the type and all that and the time of year. So it was an incredible cost savings for us. Getting it for like $145 a night instead of spending $400 or so a night. So that's why we rent our Disney Vacation Club points. So the lady was so sweet. She was able to switch the reservation over into our name. She gave us the reservation confirmation number. I tied it to my Disney experience online. I was able to get magic bands, get our fast passes reserved, all that kind of stuff. So it's just like having a reservation through Disney. You're just making it through an individual owner. Any questions about that? I highly recommend taking a look at it. And if you don't want to go through that rigmarole of, trying to find an owner to rent from and there are DVC rental brokers that you can go through. It's not going to be as much of a cost savings, but it still will be a cost savings. I like DVC Request, David's DVC Rentals, very, very good, reputable company. I think they're based in Canada, I'm pretty sure, but they rent to people from all over the world. There's so many others. If you just Google Disney Vacation Club Point Rental, there will be a ton of different brokers that'll pop up, but I really like David's. Disney Vacation Club Point Rental. They do a great, great job. Okay, and my favorite places to save money. So that's one of them. Renting Disney Vacation Club points is a huge cost savings for a really good experience, especially if you're someone who needs a kitchenette or a kitchen like us. We have to have that when we go to Disney. So, and it's such a different experience staying on site versus staying off site. When we did our vacation, we wanted to have a full week stay. Now, like I said before, we only had 5 nights that we were able to take over at the boardwalk, right? So what we did is we did an off-site vacation rental that was north of the Magic Kingdom by about 20 minutes or so. It's just a different experience staying off-site. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of split stays, but we wanted a full week vacation, so that's why we did it. So we stayed 2 nights at a VRBO north of the Magic Kingdom, and we had a rental car. So that was fine. But once we got to the boardwalk, then it was like, okay, our vacation can start. It was just kind of a cool thing. For those of you guys who are Disney fans, when we were waiting for our room to be ready at the boardwalk, I met Deb Wills. Do you know who Deb Wills is? Anyone know who Deb Wills is? She is the person behind allears.net. And All Ears is a great planning resource, just like Disboard's WW Info. It is a Disney fans paradise website. And I saw her walking through the lobby, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a fangirl. I'm gonna do it. And I know how many people come up to me and say, oh, I watch your videos, and it's like, it's not weird. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go do this to this lady. I felt bad. I was like, Deb, I love you. And it was so fantastic. So we had a moment in the boardwalk. So it's good times. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Places to save money. There we go. So if you are really, really, really wanting to go to Disney World and you're just like, I cannot put this in my budget to stay on site, Airbnb and VRBO, great websites. It's a different experience, but you can get a lot of space for the money. Also, allstarvacationhomes.com is a great place to do a vacation rental as well, if you need the space and you're going to be there for an extended period of time. I know people come over from Europe and they're wanting to stay for like 2 weeks, or from Australia, they're wanting to stay an extended period of time, and staying on Disney property for 2 weeks might not be in the budget. So checking those out. There are tons of vacation rentals in Orlando. So if you get a rental car, you can get them for super cheap, and I'll get into that in a second. I highly recommend checking out vacation rentals. Staying on site, I recommend checking out Disney Vacation Club, renting Disney Vacation Club points, because it totally makes sense. Oh, sorry. Hi, Steve. We're from the UK. We normally stay one night in a Disney Resort hotel and stay off-site. Awesome. Yes. Savings is amazing. We stay at Bahama Bay in Davenport. Nice. Davenport's not super far away. We have had luck. We were in Windermere this past time. There was a Publix right there. There was a Walgreens like down the road, and it was kind of like a newer built up area. There wasn't a whole lot out there. It's north of the Magic Kingdom. I mean, it was literally 20 minutes drive tops, and that's just because the roads weren't like freeways. They were all back way roads. You're kind of going backstage a little bit. You're seeing where cast member parking is, and you're seeing where like the administration buildings are, and the DCs and all that. So there's that. But it was just a hop, skip, and a jump to get onto Disney property. It was really, really easy. So Windermere is where we stayed, and it was a townhome. And it was awesome. I had to catch a little lizard. That was kind of funny. I'm like, my Ohio was showing. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. There was like a lizard in the bedroom. So I had to like scoop it into a cup and like escort it outside. It's delightful. But besides that, the rental was really, really good. So there's tons of different rentals around, and it does help you save money if you're okay with being off site. Now, when you're staying off site, you obviously cannot participate in extra magic hours. And generally speaking, when my husband and I do our touring, we do extra magic hours just because it's less hot, there's less people, and it just works out better for our touring style right now where we are in our lives at this point. But, you know, things change. Every trip is different. So if you're going to stay on site, Disney Vacation Club point rentals, I highly recommend those. You can almost always get a AAA discount or a CAA discount if you're Canadian at all of the Disney resorts, and they do have PIN codes that come out every so often for certain weeks of the year that you can take advantage of as well. So check out mousesavers.com. I highly recommend that. If you get on the newsletter, they always send out a special link to get your tickets through a website called Undercover Tourist. So if you see you've got your little newsletter and you see a special link, when you click that and you go to Undercover Tourist, that will be the cheapest those tickets will be. That's where we get our tickets 100% of the time. They always have either like buy 4 days, get a 5th day free, or they have, you know, certain other discounts that are cheaper than buying from Disney. So mousesavers.com, subscribe to the newsletter, and then when it comes to you, click the link to Undercover Tourist. That is the best way. And they will ship your tickets directly to you. You link them to your My Disney Experience account, and you can make your fast passes. Like, they're just like normal, regular old Disney tickets. There's no shipping cost, and there's no tax cost at all. Stay one night at Disney to get fast passes and magic bands. Nice. Bahama Bay, we rent a 2-bedroom condo, full kitchen, washing facilities. That's so nice. 3 weeks in July, going back 27th of November for 2 weeks. Oh, that's so fun, Steve. Oh my gosh, I love that. Such a fun time. That's a great time of year to go too. So we have been there, let's see, we've been the first week of December, the second week of December. They historically have gotten a little busier over the last few years, but it's still so nice. I mean, it's still early enough before Christmas that it's not going to be like crazy Christmas time, or the week between Christmas and New Year's, holy heavens. So yeah, you'll have a great time. That'll be super fun. Yay. All right, so tickets, we got that covered. We got lodging covered. Car rentals. Okay, so, and I didn't put this in the description, but I will spell it out for you so you can just Google it up. There's a great car rental website that I have used for probably the last 3 car rentals that we've had. I don't know, and it's called auto/
autoslash, AUTOSLASH.com, or just Google autoslash. And you type in the type of car you want, where you're going, when you're going, how long you're gonna need it for, yada, yada, yada. And in about a half hour or so, that company will email you back with the absolute best deal available for the time that you're asking. And it's historically, like, I have used Costco travel, I've used Southwest, I've used like all the different codes and looking things up and all that. Autoslash seriously has gotten me the best car discount ever, and it's great. It actually ends up booking you through Priceline. So you get to cancel for free. It's not like Hotwire where you're like stuck with whatever you get, you know, if you're like naming your own price and all that kind of whatever. None of that. You can cancel all the way up until the day. So it's great. Autoslash.com. I highly recommend that if you're going to get a rental car. We have done Disney's Magical Express to get us from the airport to Disney World. It's been fine. We like having a rental car now so we can go to Whole Foods. You know, we have that extra stipulation where we have to get to a grocery and whatever when we're down there, so we always have a rental car. But you know, there's tons of Ubers and things. If you don't want to have a rental car, it's fine. Autoslash.com, I highly recommend that. Anywhere, not even just Disney, like everywhere. Best car rental deals. And what they'll do is if you opt in, they'll keep an eye on your rental and see if the price drops at all. And if it does, they'll email you and say, hey, cancel and rebook, and you'll save however much money. So we did that probably 2 or 3 times between the time that we booked our rental car initially to the time that we went to Disney. And so we were in and out in a week's time with like a normal size, small, compact type car under $100 for a week rental. So totally worth it. And I didn't have to do any work other than just type in my info and they emailed me. Ooh, another tip is attraction tickets. Direct book Mickey's Christmas Party for £57, about $73. Ooh, that's nice. That's a good price. Disney want $95. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. It's fine, Steve. I am happy with comments. We've never been to Disney, but I love living vicariously through your trips. Oh, Amanda, you're gonna have to go at some point. It's just such. Here's the thing. So, I went to Disney as a youngster. I think my first time I was maybe 1. I don't know. And then we went when I was 3. And then we went when I was in elementary school, I want to say 3rd grade. And then I didn't go again until my honeymoon. So the time from 3rd grade to my honeymoon, as soon as we went on my honeymoon, I was a complete convert. And that's, I don't know, we just became Disney crazies. My husband, he had been more times as a kid, but like as an older kid. So he remembered way more than I did. I was like living through our old home movies, right? The big camcorders and like the pictures and stuff. Like I didn't remember a whole lot about Disney until I went as an adult, you know, after I was married. And yeah, we've become the Disney crazies. We got bit by the Disney mouse, and it was just, I don't know. There's something just so happy about Disney, or so magical, or I don't know. Like some of my best friends I have met through the Disney community. It's really, really crazy. A lot of my essential oil family, you guys see me talk about essential oils all the time, are Disney fans. It's just, I don't know, Disney fans kind of stick together. There's something crazy about it. And it's funny too, I have on the back of my car a Disney bumper sticker that has the Tree of Life, it has Spaceship Earth, it has Castle, and it has the Earful Tower, the water tower, it's not there anymore, for Hollywood Studios. And I was pulling into Dollar Tree one day, and this lady pulls up behind me, and she's like, I love your Mickey sticker, like on the back of my car. And we just like wave, like we had a moment, I don't know. So it's always funny, like anytime I see somebody who has an annual pass holder bumper sticker, or a cast member bumper sticker, or a DVC bumper sticker, like we have to be friends. Like there's just no option. Like I will hunt that person down and make sure I say something to them, because there's just something different about Disney fans. I don't know. So, other places to save money. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. Yes, bring food into the Disney parks. You totally can do that as long as it's not in a glass container. Everything's fair game. Like I bring full meals, like literally full meals, into the Disney parks, no problem. The cast members that check your bags and stuff, they always make like a little joke about, ooh, you're making me hungry, or oh, this is very hot, be careful when you reach in here. I'm like, I know. But they're totally fine with it. It's totally different than like a Wet n Wild or other places where you can't bring even like a bottle of water in. Bring a whole spread, y'all, and you'll save a ton of money because Disney food prices are pricey. They're expensive. Theme park food in general, regardless of what theme park you go to, or like baseball games, or you know, they're always expensive. So bring your own food in, totally fine. Plus, your digestion will be a little bit happier throughout the trip too if you're just bringing in things that you're used to bringing or used to eating. So that's a great way to save money. Also souvenirs, if you have kids, pre-pack souvenirs. So go to the Dollar Tree, go to Walmart, throw some stuff in your suitcase and then just kind of pull them out for your kids so they're not like tempted by whatever light up thing is hanging from this cart that's wheeling by during the parade time. You know, like if they have their stuff already, a lot of times it kind of reduces that temptation and you can save a fair amount of money because Disney souvenirs are expensive. One more tip for saving time, absolutely. We use a website called Touring Plans, absolutely, Touring Plans, and we have not waited more than 20 minutes on any ride in about 5 years. Yeah, I totally recommend what Steve is saying here too. Touringplans.com. So Len Testa is the guy behind touringplans.com. I will say that I am in the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World for 2 years running. I'm just saying. My family's gonna make fun of that. So I was one of their fact checkers for 2 years when they were having those people, external people, help fact check the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World, which was written by Len Testa and someone else, and I can't remember who the other person is, but Len Testa is the guy behind Touring Plans, and I do recommend a Touring Plans subscription. It's around 12, well, in the US, around 12 something, maybe 14 something, but 12 if you have a code. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. And it will help you save time in line. Yes, Steve is absolutely right. It'll give you touring plans. How it says, right? And it's not just like willy-nilly out there. They have a whole mathematical equation that goes into this with very, very smart people behind it. And they look at historical crowd numbers and predicted crowd numbers and can tell you when to go, best times of year to go, what ride to do in what order to keep you from waiting in line a long time. So touringplans.com is a great resource. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that. How could I forget Len Testa? Oh my gosh. All right, other things to save money. Just want to see if there's anything else in my Rolodex of my mind here. We have 4 kiddos and we want to pay off some debt before we plan a big vacation like Disney. Love your tips, definitely make it sound doable. Yeah, absolutely. We're money savers too. So I'm totally there with you, Amanda, for sure. Disney is a big expense from a vacation standpoint, or can be, or it doesn't have to be. I mean, you can do it in ways where you still will have a great time. If you stay off site, you get the discounted tickets. You know, you get a cheap car rental from autoslash.com. Hashtag not sponsored, but I just like their website. There's definitely a way that you can do it economically, for sure. Yeah, for us, we save up every year, or, you know, every other year. I don't know when we're going to be going back, actually, because of all the construction that's coming to Disney. That might have been this past trip last month, may have been it for a while. Who knows? I don't know. We might just, who knows? You never know. Never say never, okay? So we don't know. Any questions that I can answer for you guys since you got me here live? Anything that I can answer for you? If anything comes up, if you're watching the replay on this, you can leave a comment below and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. I have a ton of Disney videos on my channel, all about everything Disney. We did a playlist too. There's a playlist on my channel of our vacation vlogs, unconventional vacation vlogs that we did last couple weeks ago. So if you want to see that, yay. Oh, yay. Good. Oh, thanks for watching. I appreciate your viewage and all of your thumbs up. Yeah, it's super fun to see, you know, people that watch my videos, because I never know, well, I sometimes know who watches my videos, so it's fun to see people that do. Yes, always fun. And you know, Disney friends are the best friends, for sure. So if you're in the Disney community, you know who you are. Yeah, it's just fun. I love me some Disney World. So any questions that I can answer for you guys? Anything at all Disney related? Anything I've talked about? I don't know if there was anything else that I wanted to say. Oh, one other thing. If you're on Instagram, check out the different walls when you go to Disney. There's the purple wall. The purple wall is in the entrance to Tomorrowland, kind of by the terrace, like right by the entrance there. I think down the way there's bathrooms, but the purple wall, that's a big Instagram channel account. The bubblegum wall is the exit of Spaceship Earth. Steve, absolutely, yes, I will do that. And then there is a toothpaste wall, which isn't as big, and that is over by the Seas Pavilion, Coral Reef, I believe is where that is. And then there's one over at Art of Animation, and I can't remember what that one's called. And then there's the Mossy Wall, which is in Avatar area of Animal Kingdom. Okay. Steve's asking, please could you let me know the cheapest place to get groceries in Central Florida? I have had really good luck with Publix. Just plain old Publix. If you want, you can get your groceries delivered. I'm gonna assume since you're staying off site, you're gonna have a rental car. It's not really a cost savings, it's a time savings. If you wanna have your groceries delivered, Garden Grocers down there, there's a couple others. But I like Publix a lot. There is a Super Target and a Super Walmart that are good from a price standpoint too. The Walmart in Kissimmee, you know, I don't love. We've been approached in that parking lot a couple of times by like panhandler types of people in the Kissimmee Walmart. So go during the day. If you're gonna go there, it's an okay place to go during the day. I wouldn't go at night. That's when we were approached, was twice at night. But they have really good pricing on groceries there. But I just like Publix. That's just, I mean, they have such good food selection. Their prices are very competitive for, you know, any type of normal standard grocery store here in the US. So that's my recommendation. When we go down, we split our time between Publix and the Whole Foods. The Whole Foods is not right by Disney. It's about 4 miles up I-4, heading toward like downtown kind of, in a little shopping area. I don't know exactly what city that is in, but the Publix that I like that's really, really close to Disney down there is actually the Publix in Celebration. It's the Water Tower Plaza. It's fairly close to the Celebration Hospital, not too far from like Gaylord Palms. And that's my favorite Publix. It's always clean. The people are so nice there, and you see a lot of cast members getting their groceries there, and they're the locals, so I just kind of go where the locals go. So I really like that Publix out of all of them that are down there. The one in Windermere was nice too. You could actually see the Magic Kingdom fireworks from the Windermere Publix parking lot, and I was like, we are like right by the Magic Kingdom right now. It's super fun, but yeah. Publix, best place to go for groceries, in my opinion, down there. There is a Winn-Dixie as well, but I don't know. There is a Publix. Yes, there is definitely a Publix near Davenport, for sure. There's a Publix. It's kind of like Starbucks. There's just one on every corner. Publix is the grocery store of Florida, and they're everywhere. Everywhere. So yeah, you'll have no problem going to a Publix in Davenport. Davenport might also have a Trader Joe's as well, or somewhere near there. I want to say they do. And Trader Joe's is a great, it's not a local, but it feels like a local grocery store. But go to Publix. You'll find everything there. Yeah, any other questions that I can answer for you guys? I was talking about something and I don't remember what I was talking about now. I don't know. Squirrel brain. I have no idea what I was saying before. Something. I don't know. Saving money? No. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So another tip, for those of you guys who are going to Disney that want to take a day off from the parks, there are a lot of free things that you can do that don't require admission, don't require entry to whatever, that you can do around the Disney resorts. And even if you're not staying on site at Disney, even if you're just like a local or staying off site or whatever, you can also do these things, no problem. If you don't have a rental car, Uber is a great way to get you there. They also have like Mears taxis and things like that, but I think Uber's a little bit cheaper. I don't know if they have Lyft down there too. I would imagine they probably do. I know they have Uber for sure. So over at the Grand Floridian, they always have, starting around 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they have a piano player that alternates with a band that plays, and they play amazing music in the lobby of the Grand Floridian. I totally enjoy it. Super fun to sit there and listen to, completely free. The only annoying thing about the Grand Floridian is if you're driving yourself, you have to park in a parking lot that's like across the street and like walk, unless you do valet parking. I ain't gonna spend $20 for valet parking, so I'm just gonna walk it across the street. So there's that. That's kind of annoying, but not a big deal. If you Uber, then you don't have to worry about that. You can just get dropped right off at the front. So that's fun to listen to. They always have such great music, and the musicians there will take requests and stuff. So if you like are super enthusiastic and really want to hear your favorite Disney song, you can almost always request it, and they'll play it. The piano player even will play like select classical music because they're classically trained musicians. Like, these are legit musicians. So that's always super fun. Over at the Polynesian, you can go out on the Polynesian beach out back, and you can have a pretty good view of the Magic Kingdom fireworks from out there. You can also see them from the Grand Floridian as well. Not quite as good because the angle is a little wonky. I like to go to the Polynesian beach to watch them, and it's totally free and fine to do, not a big deal, to go out there and do that. Over at Fort Wilderness, they have pretty inexpensive things that you can do. They have like trail rides on horses that you can do over there at the Tri-Circle Ranch. Pretty inexpensive for a good long time to be on a horse. They also have various movies. Over at Fort Wilderness, they also have the Campfire Sing-Along, which I believe is just free and open to anybody to go to. So that's super fun in the evenings. I like over at all the pools and like common areas of all the resorts have a movie in the evening. It just kind of varies on what movie they're showing. So you can always just, you know, watch a movie if you want. At the Beach Club Yacht Club, they have their inflatable blow-up movie thing on the beach area. So it's really easy to just get in there and sit on a lawn chair and watch the movie. Super easy to do. Over at the boardwalk, they've actually moved it, and it's out on their lawn now, right where like the back entrance of the lobby is. So you can watch a movie there too. Saratoga Springs, they have it at the pool, so that might be a little wonky to do. Most of the places have it at the pool, but those are the two, Beach Club, Yacht Club, and the boardwalk, have those kind of more common areas that aren't poolside, that you can watch a movie for free, which is fun. Other things that are free to do at the resorts, I like just resort hopping, to be honest. I like just like looking around the Grand Flo and the Poly and even the Contemporary, you know, somewhat. The different boat transportation rides are free, so those are fun to do too. Friendship boats and like the little boat that goes behind the Contemporary that goes over to Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness and all that. You can ride those, ride the monorail around. Like, that's just fun to do. You don't need park admission for any of that stuff. Other things, strolling around the boardwalk is super fun. It's almost a mile loop. It's like super duper close to that if you want to walk around the lake that connects the Swan and Dolphin, Yacht and Beach Club, and the boardwalk. So if you're like a walker, you just want to get a good walk in, that's a good place to do. I did that a couple of times this past trip, a couple weeks ago. Other things. At Christmas time, the folks at Fort Wilderness often dress up the campsites, so you can go and just look at their decorations. That's fun to see too. They dress up their little golf carts, they dress up their campsites and all that, so that's super fun to see all their decorations. They actually, I think, have their own little parade too, which is fun to watch too if you want to go see people parade on golf carts. I guess, I don't know. Other things. Lots of Christmas decorations are starting to go up already. We've gone a couple of times around Christmas time, and there's in the Grand Floridian lobby, they have a life-size gingerbread house that you can actually buy little gingerbread pieces, and I'm pretty sure they have gluten-free ones too for my allergy friends that are made by Erin McKenna's NYC. They have them prepackaged that you can pick up, gluten-free, not graham crackers, gingerbread cookie things from there too. Really inexpensive. They had hot chocolate there too, and lots of hidden Mickeys on that as well. What's your favorite time to go? Taking weather into consideration, this will be our first time in December. Wife and daughter are worried it'll be chilly, especially in the evenings. So Steve, here's something interesting. Now I know you're being from the UK, you're probably used to a little bit of dampness and a little bit of cold, more so than Florida. So I think you're gonna be fine. I, being from the Midwestern part of the US, we get lots of snow here, and it gets very, 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 very cold. We've been down to Disney in December / late November 3 times. Is that right? I think that's right. 3 or 4 times now. 3 times. And there was only one of those times where we actually needed a full jacket, It was unseasonably cold. It was about 30, this is Fahrenheit, 30 degrees, so like 0, right? 32 degrees is 0 degrees Celsius, centigrade Celsius, whatever you say. So it was chilly for just a couple of the days that we went to the parks. But by the mid-afternoon, the sun was out and we didn't need like super heavy jackets. But right when we were getting to the parks, like at opening or in the very, very late part of the evening, we definitely needed a coat. So I would recommend packing lots of different types of layers. Bring a jacket with you. Right now, it's been super duper comfortable. So it's been Fahrenheit around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 75, 78, somewhere in there, which is a very comfortable temperature where you wouldn't need anything really during the day other than just like a long sleeve t-shirt maybe, and shorts, like nothing off the wall or weird. And then in the evening, even in the summertime, I oftentimes have a jacket. Regardless of what time of year. There was only, I think it was like 2 days in the times that we've been during the time of year you're going where we've needed a jacket. And it was like weirdly unseasonably cold, and it hasn't really happened much since. And that was probably back in 2008, 7, 8, 8-ish. We went in November a few years ago, a couple weeks before where you're going, and it was warm enough that we wore shorts and t-shirts every day, so with a jacket in the evening. So once the sun goes down, it gets to be a little more comfortable and can be a little chilly. So I would definitely recommend having at least a pair of pants and a jacket with you, just in case. And since you have a washing machine, you don't have to pack your whole closet or your whole wardrobe, right? You can just do laundry as you're there and as you need it. But yeah, I think you'll be fine. Just bring a jacket and you'll be okay. We've been, as far as like my favorite time of year to go, we've been in July before, and that was way, way, way too hot for me. I was like sweating buckets. It was horrible. It was so hot. And we were only there a very, very short amount of time, luckily. So I don't think we would ever do that again. September has always been really, really warm. When we went this past time in October, though, I had a jacket on for most of the time because it was so overcast and like super cloudy and drizzly and that kind of thing. So we didn't really need too much, like in regards to like wearing t-shirts and shorts and stuff all the time. We always had a jacket on. So that's like a roundabout way of saying bring a jacket. You'll want to have it, but you won't be cold. Most likely, you'll probably be okay. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. All right, guys, well, I'm going to pop off here. I didn't realize I've been yapping at you for 42 minutes. Holy heavens. If you guys have any other questions that I can answer for you, leave a comment down below. If you're watching the replay on this, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. I actually have my calendar here, and I'll tell you what tomorrow is. Tomorrow is my favorites in regards to my before bed skin routine. Ooh, this is gonna be good tomorrow. So have a great rest of your Monday. Hope you guys are doing well. Any questions, leave them below. Happy to answer them. And Kwaherini. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Happy Disney time. Okay, bye.